Welcome back to the Comic Book Bullies. We're Nerdist the New Bully. I'm your host Leroy, aka Uncle Nephew, with my co-host.
This is Eli, aka Hector the Well Endowed.
Okay, yeah, and we're back with the episode, and hopefully everybody's doing pretty good on what day 128th on day quarantine. I guess
Hmm.
everybody's starting to feel the effects and things like that. Congratulations for Texas. They're about to open up next week, so yeah, so we're all fucked.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, we're
yeah,
not
man.
from Texas, but
Because
everybody's from
freedom is essential.
right. Some weird shit going on. Like the WWE is essential business. How?
I guess, yeah.
I don't know. So I
Um,
guess so. Just weird thing. So yeah, but like I said, we're not here to talk about the quarantine. We're here to talk about the fun. Well, not even really the fun thing because this isn't really like fun. But to take your mind off the quarantine and let's talk about some other things on it. Like I said, the comic book industry is pretty much come to a complete halt right now. So we're trying to find inventive ways to keep things going for now. And we'll tell you what's coming up in a second if you're not looking at the big ass banner we have going on. First off, Eli, we do have to address a passing, and I'll let you talk about this one.
yes, rest in peace to Brian Dennehey. Um,
Yes, Brian Dennehey. Was he in Black Sheep or was he in Tommy Boy?
he was in Tommy Boy. He was in First Blood. He was the sheriff in the first Rambo
Yeah.
movie. Um, he was in Cocoon, FX. Yeah, a bunch of yeah, just a character actor throughout the '80s, '70s, and '90s. Never Cry Wolf. You ever see that movie?
I've never heard that movie.
Oh, that's a good movie where the guy
What's it
goes.
about?
He the guy goes. He's like a researcher. He's researching wolves in like the Arctic, and he just Brian Dennehy is the pilot. Like just drops him off out in the Arctic Circle to study wolves. So
Sounds
yeah,
pretty simple. Okay.
yeah.
Oh, did you name First Blood?
Yeah, First Blood. That was the first one I
Okay,
seen.
you did name First Blood. That's the first thing I thought of. Like everybody, like of Tommy Boy fame. I'm like, well, he made bigger movies than Tommy Boy.
Yeah.
Chris Farley. But yeah, he was in First Blood. That's the first thing I remember him in. I'm pretty sure he was in some stuff older than that one, but he was like the sheriff that was trying to run Rambo out of town, and then Rambo went to war with the town, and he was pretty much the one guy standing in front of him, and it was a pretty intense role. Even to the fact that the guy in part two just seemed like he was just playing a Brian Didn't he clone.
Hmm.
So I
Yeah.
guess, but yeah, respirate. It wasn't from Corona. So
No, yeah.
everybody, yeah,
He was
everybody. That's
old.
anytime anybody passes down, they're like, "What did he die of?"
Yeah.
It wasn't Corona. He
81.
just,
He had a
yeah,
he had a haul. 81. That's not bad.
yeah. He lived a life. Left a lot of left his mark on the world before he left. But yeah, let's move on from there. Let's see what else we got. Okay, we normally this the part where we normally talk about the box office numbers, and there are zip zero, nothing to talk about. They're not even Fandango numbers because it's the same shit that came out last week. So we just got to just move on from there. I guess we can get into the thick of things, Eli. Before we let you loose and let you run wild, let's see what else we have on the list. You know what? Let's talk about comics.
Let's talk
Now, I
about
know this is the
comics.
part where everybody usually cut off the podcast, but it's too late to cut off now. If you cut it on, you know that's all the fuck we're going to talk about. So, so right now, like I said, the comics industry is in a complete free fall right now. It's pretty much it's been dying since 1970, but now they're saying like this is really what's going on right now. So, what's going to happen with the comic industry? Well, DC is making a stand, kinda, not really, but kinda. Uh, right now, the distribution company, which is called Diamond Comics Distribution, is pretty much not distributing comics right now. And since they are pretty much the comics only distribution company, no comics are getting their business right now. So DC decided to find a workaround. They found two companies, which I don't have their names in front of me right now, but they found two distribution companies outside of Diamond to distribute the comics, and I think they're going to deliver them either directly to the retailers or even like directly to the retailer's house, you know, to get the money. They're going to find a workaround around this shit. But here's the thing: it's not to everybody. The list I saw, it's only like 2,000 local shops are on the list, so it's not to everybody. My local shop, I talked to them actually. Are you going to get some DC comics? And they're like, no, we can't afford it. So apparently, even the 2,000 local shops that are on there had to like pay like an insane fee even to get these books. You know, And it's not even like new books. It's like a reprint of Batman '89 or some shit. You know, this shit that came out like 3 months, like 3 weeks ago. We reviewed it. You
Oh,
know,
okay.
so it's doing a third reprint of that. It's some other shit that I don't know about. Nothing worth paying attention to. Right now, they're just testing the waters to see how this thing can work without Diamond, trying to do a workaround without Diamond. Now, talk to Gomer. We converse about these things a couple times. He thinks it's not a big deal. Like Diamond has even said that this is just a temporary solution. Now, me personally, I think that was Diamond pretty much throwing shade at DC, pretty much shitting on what they're doing right now. They're just like, oh yeah, this is just temporary. They'll come back to us, you know. So, and I think they will. I mean, they have no choice because, like I said, this workaround they're doing right now, they can't go through anybody else but Diamond. So they're trying to do something else and testing the war, see what they're gonna do, but it's gonna fail. Eventually, they have to go back to Diamond. But DC has been saying they've been trying to get away from Diamond, not a temporary solution to get away from Diamond. They're trying to get away from Diamond, but as of right now, they can't. They're pretty much, you know, a battered wife in an abusive relationship with a asshole husband. Diamond is the asshole husband. So I don't know. Diamond says they're on pace for mid to late May. So until then, Eli, we have to bullshit around and find shit to do on this podcast until they get this shit together.
So still
So,
no new digital shit.
oh no, digital's done. So, well, I think they didn't say anything about that, like whether or not the digital books will come out of these physical books that are coming out. I doubt it. Because, like I said, it's only going to 2,000 shops anyway, so it's going to be a limited amount of books to come out anyway. But like I said,
So
I looked at the list of books. That's
so
not worth anything talking about.
so does Diamond that have that major of a pull? Are they like Sosa from Scarface?
I told you not to fuck me, DC. So it's just alarming because but like Diamond is such in a situation right now. They said they can't open up their distributing companies right now, and even when they do open them up, because they have back pay on these orders, they owe everybody money. They owe DC money, they owe Marvel money, stuff like that. So they're going to pay them back in installment plans. That should be done hopefully by September. So I'm thinking, like, if they're the only distribution company out there and they have a monopoly on this, why are they broke?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
that's the main question to all this whole fucking thing. Why are we bailing out all these fucking billionaire corporations? You know,
Oh shit, Eli, why did you say that? Why did you say that?
yeah,
Because now,
fucking a,
now
yeah.
we got to go there. Now we got to go there. Now we got to go there. Okay. I was trying to avoid the CNN article shit like that, but I guess we got to talk about it because okay, so everybody's supposed to be getting their Corona checks and Rona checks and shit, whatever stimulus check. What do they call it? The economic impact stimulus or some shit like that. Everybody get
Something,
money,
yeah, yeah.
but something like that. I haven't got my money. I don't know. We talked about this. Like, we're not gonna go there. I know that's a sensitive subject for you, so we're not gonna talk about it. But there's another thing going out that was supposed to be called the SBA, the Small Business Assistant Loan, or something like that. They were supposed to be assisting small businesses also, and big businesses, of course. Big businesses got like 20 million, some shit like that. Like Roof Chris got 20 million. A state company. Meanwhile, the local businesses like the mom and pop stores, they were supposed to be getting this money also. They ran out
Yeah.
in like 2 or 3 weeks and things like that. So, like I said, I know the small business part affects a lot of parts of the country, but like I said, in the spectrum of what we're talking about, we're just going to keep this comic related. Like I said, I know this is a huge topic to talk about, but we're going to minimize this just to the comic book situation. Now, here's the thing: the comic book industry is not like the video game industry. Comic books don't have a GameStop, like one large entity that can just put brick and mortar stores just everywhere and it all goes to just one single location. It doesn't work like that in the comic industry. The comic industry, 100% are pretty much local businesses, mom and pop stores. So they depend on these local, this bailout plan that the big corporations are giving to all these big businesses. Comic industry 100% depends on that. Now, yes, some stores are bigger, more profitable than others, but at the end of the day, even the biggest comic book stores right now are still brick and mortar mom and pop shops,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
they need the small business loans. So this could impact the local comic book industry more than anything. because you have stores shut down that got to pay rent, that have to do back pay. They can't get new product in because Diamond is shut down. Now they can't even get a bailout from the government.
Yeah.
That's pretty devastating.
Yeah, it sucks. I'm like, yeah, like I said, I've been pissed off all week and just the shit going on, and
Yeah.
just really
Because it's always
frustrated.
something new. It's always
Yeah.
a new. I want to get back to when we talked about who's your favorite superhero, who will win in a fight with Goku versus Superman. That's the shit I want to get back to. I don't want to post CNN articles and talk about that. I don't want to know the meaning of the word furlough.
It ain't
You
even
know,
CNN. It's like fucking NPR, like NPR and Reuters and like non-biased news sources, just straight
right?
up
That's the shit
facts.
we're talking about now.
It's like,
Because that's how big this shit is right now. Like I said, I'm trying to keep this confined into a specific realm because, like I said, this issue is affecting everybody. My
yeah,
pockets, Eli's pockets, your pockets, the listeners. It's affecting everybody. This
yeah.
is so, and we don't even know where this shit is going to end. We don't even see an end to it right now. People are projecting. People are saying, "Hey, look, we said we wanted to talk about this shit.
Yeah, fuck it.
We kind of got off on a tangent, but let's get back on here and have fun. Woo! This is the
Yeah,
fun podcast.
woo.
Until we actually talk about the actual story. Eli, what else we got on the list? Before we get to the video game
Netflix.
section.
We'll talk about Netflix
Yeah, I guess.
hauling in.
Yeah, okay. Let's talk about that because, like I said, this thing is affecting everybody from the top down, from us who not making any money off this shit to Disney, who's making all the money like that. Like they're the reason we even run a podcast, And apparently, last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that, Netflix became more profitable than Disney.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't think that has nothing to do with the coronavirus, I got oceanfront property in Idaho to sell you because that is definitely affected by the coronavirus. Mainly because Disney is a movie company that has no movies out.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, everybody is at home streaming, quarantine, just absorbing new product, just everything they can get. Every time you turn around, Netflix is dropping a new TV show that social media just goes crazy over.
Yeah.
So apparently their numbers have shot up over the quarantine. They're just eating like a fat hog in slop. You know, so yeah, Tiger King is beating Lion King. Especially since I stole that. I'm proud of that. But the thing is, not only is it hurting their movie industry part of it because they had put all this money in Disney Plus also. So they put all this money in Disney Plus, but they have no new product. And they
Yeah.
were working on new product to get out there, but they can't because the coronavirus shut down all production. So
Yeah.
they just stuck with the exact same product they had when they first launched. So it's like, okay, yeah, how many times can you fucking watch DuckTales?
Well,
You
I'm
know,
watching Clone Wars, which is fucking awesome. But yeah, go ahead.
you are watching Clone Wars, and you have a new podcast out now. What episode are you on now?
On the Clone Wars, what 9?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's episode 9. Uh,
Okay.
but it's
Plug
the
plug your
last
other
season.
podcast. You got two
It's
podcasts going on right
it's
now too.
just
So you got
it's
Clone Wars.
yeah, it's just the Clone Wars Escape Pod. It's just me talking about the new episodes of the Clone Wars every week. But this is the last season though, you know. So
Right.
we
So
only got
I
like
know
3
you're
more
trying to get
episodes.
his.
Yeah, there's only 3 more episodes left. So then there's no new
Yeah, you
Star
got to
Wars
make it count.
shit until Mando 2, which is not even in production right
Whenever that
now.
comes out.
Yeah, that's like on hold right now because of the fucking quarantine. So
Right.
yeah, I mean, what's Disney doing? Were they putting that Artemis, what's that Artemis Fowl or whatever? Is that coming out? That was supposed to come out in theaters, but they're
I think they're
throwing
just
that.
sticking that on Disney Plus. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, so that's what
So
But like Mulan and all that shit, that's on hold for like what, another year. So
yeah, even though it's done, they just can't do anything with the movie. You
yeah.
know. So yeah. So Eli, you got Clone Wars podcast. You got plug the other podcast.
Oh, and then me, Ogar, Eric. Shout out to Eric and Logos, his wife. We're doing the Riddle of Steel podcast, which is all about Conan the Barbarian, and we got our first episode up the other day. So check that out if you're into Conan, check it out. So
Eli looked at the numbers. Y'all doing pretty good.
oh yeah, well hell, damn, there you
Yeah.
go.
I was looking, cause like I was looking at our part. Here's the thing: what I've noticed is that when we start doing these old review podcasts, our numbers have shot up. But your Conan podcast, like right there,
Oh,
you know.
okay. Well, cool. And
Yeah.
that was just the other day,
So not bad. Yeah. So I mean, are you becoming the new Boogie Bentley? I mean, are you
I,
trying to be the hardest working man in outright
I'm
geekery?
just along for the ride on that podcast. You know, that was Eric's idea. So I was like, yeah, I'll talk about Conan with you. So, and the Clone
I'm
Wars,
saying, look out, Boogie. Eli's coming for you.
yeah, and the Clone Wars is going to be done in like, next month. There's only 4 more episodes left. So that was just
Don't
something
worry. During this quarantine, you'll find something else.
yeah,
You'll have a cooking show or something.
yeah, yeah, oh, shit. You know.
Gonna plug myself. Okay, like I said, you got this much shit going on. I decided to maybe I'm gonna see how this works, Eli. I'm gonna go ahead and start streaming on the Outright Geekery Facebook channel. I'll see.
Oh, that thing that
I did last week.
what's it called? The
I
streaming.
had technical difficulties last time. Yeah, but I'm gonna try it again, see how it goes. Unless Gomer just shuts me down.
So you're
So
you're you're on PC gaming, right?
I'm on PC. Yeah.
Okay. So I was gonna say I was gonna say I'll play Tekken or something with you, but I got a PS5 4. So.
No, I can work that out.
Oh really?
I have PS now.
Oh no shit. Okay.
Yeah, Tekken 7 is on PS now, so I can play you at Tekken 7 on PC on the stream if I want to. I don't know how it would look with us just fucking around, just playing Tekken, on Gomer's site, but I don't know. Like, you guys get back to fucking work. Yeah, but that's the thing we're doing now. So we're trying to branch out as much as possible. Because I was like, I want to join in, I want to help y'all out, but I don't want to do another fucking podcast. We got like 50 million podcasts already, more popping up.
Yeah.
So I want to switch it up, do something else. He was either do a video game stream or a comedy sketch show. I'm like, nah, let's do video game stream. Let's do that. So, shit, what else we got? Oh no, that's from last week. All right, Eli, do you want to get into it before we get to the other stuff? No, 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 no. Before we get there, we got one more thing before we get into it.
Okay.
The lighten you move, the lighten you move. Today, technically, is Superman's birthday. It's really yesterday because we're recording today. No, we're recording today. So it was Superman's birthday yesterday. It's 1 o'clock in the morning, so bear
Okay.
with me. Okay, so Superman's birthday was yesterday, and everybody was on DC webpage saying happy birthday Superman. But this was the funny part of it. Almost every single Lex Luthor actor went on that same tweet, same reply in the tweet, and pretty much was saying fuck Superman. I thought it was pretty funny. Like, John Cryer popped up, from the CW. Clancy Brown popped up, Michael Rosenbaum. Yeah, Superman, yeah, he's kind of a dick. Nah, fuck him. I just thought that was kind of funny.
Yeah.
I was waiting to see if Kevin Spacey would pop up, but nah, he didn't. So,
uh,
all right. Now, this is letting you move. Now I'm gonna let you loose. I'm gonna step back because I know there's a powder keg here.
all right. Well, yeah. Okay. So this isn't really comic book really. Well, you know what? I will. Fuck it. I'll relate it to comic books somehow.
I don't see how, but okay.
But okay, yeah, no. Okay, Land O'Lakes butter. They are finally removing the Indian maiden off of their logo.
Okay.
And this is pissing off a whole shit ton of white folks for some
Why is it pissing on white people?
because it's their heritage. Having this,
Like they should be the last one to get upset about this.
yes, having this Indian, princess on their butter is just, erasing their historic culture.
I mean, but it's not their best look back in history, so you would think they would kind of like want to undermine it if they could.
So, but yeah, go on any of the articles, read the comments. You'll see. It's just yeah,
More SJW shit.
yeah. Oh, they're sensitive. Oh, get over it. Oh, all these racist assholes telling us natives how to feel about shit again. But yeah, it's a stereotype. It shows this subservient, submissive, Indian princess on her fucking knees serving butter.
Yeah, and they've been like that for years. I remember the Land of the Lakes,
Yes.
butter thing.
It's been on the packaging since the 30s. They got themselves an Indian mascot artist to draw a design at one point to, for an excuse. When they say, "Hey, I'm not racist. I got a black friend." One of
Oh
those.
yeah, okay.
You know,
That's the
that's what
yeah.
they do. Like, hey, well, we got this, this native artist to draw this picture for us. So see, we're not racist. You
I
know,
got a black pickup truck.
yeah,
Not
I
racist.
got a colored TV. I ain't racist. Yeah, I'm not racist. I'll let a Mexican, fix my roof.
I jack off the ebony porn.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So yeah, this is like there's a huge epidemic of missing and murdered indigenous women going on in native country for decades.
Which
Yes,
that was the plot of Wind River. Awesome movie that you put me on.
yes, this is like a huge epidemic that hardly anybody's aware about. You know, native women are going missing. They're going, they're being murdered like in record numbers, you know, and hardly anything's being done about it. And so it's images like this where you see a native woman, this it's like she's subservient and obedient. That sort of perpetuates the stereotype that native women are slaves in a way. Um,
Hmm.
and I'm trying to hold back here.
Like I said, I was gonna let you loose. I was just gonna step back.
Yeah, so it's stereotypes like these that are detrimental to native identity, um, and like I, it's hard as a native, as myself being a native growing up. It's shit like this that makes me hate Warpath and Torok and Spirit from GI Joe. When growing up, seeing these stereotypes, you know, that's how I saw myself. My people, were clowns, were these cartoon characters. It's, detrimental to how, your identity, to my identity, like how I viewed myself. I didn't want to be Indian because
and
these,
and also it can be dangerous depending on how other people perceive you.
yeah, I mean, all these sports teams, those same whoop whoops and tomahawk chops that all these, the hooping and hollering that all these sports fans do to cheer on their teams. That's the same shit kids used to do to me and all of us Indian kids, when we were kids. You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
seeing this shit, seeing these stereotypes, it's just it didn't, it almost made me resent my native identity. Like I didn't want to be native because of that, and especially and then when you look at Warpath and Turok, I'm like, I don't want to root for a fucking native superhero if he looks like he's one of the village people, you know.
Right. And then on the flip side of it, you don't have any positive, images, on TV or comics or video games or anything like that, to
Yes,
kind of offset it.
yeah, and it's like it's always their version of how we are supposed to be, their image. That's what it is. It's the non-native image of how they want us to be, you know. And they're all cool with that until, like I said, go on the comment section whenever a native says some shit that makes them uncomfortable, then they get all fucking, oh my god, what's your problem? Get over it. Don't tell us to get over it, quit
Right.
until there's a Native American family sitcom on primetime American television.
Which you need it. Y'all
Shut the
y'all need a
fuck up.
Cosby show.
Yeah, shut the fuck up. Don't give me this
Just
shit
not Bill
about
Cosby.
it's not a fucking big deal. you know, yeah.
Right.
We don't even have our own. Yeah, there's no natives on TV like ever. Unless they're got a feather in their hair, and we're in the 1800s. It's like we're relics of the past, and it's tiring. It's tiring, and yeah, it's the same old shit. And so this might not seem like a big deal to non-natives, you know, and I'm not just saying it's white people. I'm not saying it's
Right.
just white. Fuck Kevin Hart too. Yeah, fuck you, Kevin Hart. You fucking
What did
ignorant.
Kevin Hart do?
Oh, don't let me get started on that.
I'm not gonna go keep on
Yeah,
with
I'm
yeah.
not. Yeah, that ignorant fucking midget. Fuck him. But
We'll put a pin in that. Yeah.
you know, but they might not think it's a big deal, but it is. It's how natives have viewed themselves for like hundreds of years. We're these clowns. We're these subservient, slaves. We're just nice, comforting images to, just to shove in our face that, hey, remember, we conquered your ass. That's basically what it is. So, yeah. So it's a step in the right direction. Taking this stereotypical native princess off their stupid butter.
Yeah.
It's a step in the right direction. And
Did they ever say why they did it? Well, I mean, why are they changing it?
oh, they basically finally admitted, yeah, it's kind of insensitive. And when they realized, like, the epidemic of, like I said, the murdered and missing Indian women, they was like, okay, yeah, we can kind of see that. So yeah,
Okay, so at least they acknowledged that, so that's a good thing.
yeah, So, but yeah, but yeah, like I said, like, it's pissed off a lot of. It's the same old shit. Whenever natives aren't saying anything that you know that they want us to say, when we're not the mystical, mystical feather leather, spouting off, good fucking mystical wisdom, then we're on, then they don't give a shit. So
And
fuck
so,
that.
nah,
Let's move on.
I completely get it. I completely understand it because, like I said, these negative stereotypes and these images out there, even though they're on, imaginary characters, it can have an effect on real life characters. I never met a Native American person before, and all I see is Warpath and Land of Lakes, Butter, stuff like that. That influenced my opinion on what, a real Native. Oh, he must act like that, or she must act like that. So it's something we need to be concerned about, especially since uh we're in the SJW world now, where everybody's woke now and everybody's trying to, cater to us. Some people say pander, some people say cater. So they're just gonna stick a black person in there, stick a Native American person in there, stick an Asian person in there. But if it's a negative stereotype, you're not helping us.
Yeah,
You're hurting us.
yeah,
That's the
and
thing.
yeah,
So, like your boy Slipknot. You
yeah,
know, Slipknot is in Suicide Squad. I'm gonna go there. I'm defending you on this. Slipknot is in the comics. He is a white guy in the comics. So when they made him in the movie, they're gonna race change him to be Native American. To be woke.
to
To
check
check
a
the boxes,
box.
to be
Yep,
diverse.
yeah,
But they gave him no character. He didn't even get a title card.
ah,
Will Smith got two.
yeah,
you know. So you knew he was gonna die.
oh yeah,
They went out of their way to make him the worst person in the movie. Now, like, why are you gonna go out of your way to race change him and diversify and then celebrate and then promote it as that? Oh, we have a Native American representation in there. You're gonna support it like that, but then just kill him off? Like, why is not even a white guy if you're gonna do that?
yeah,
Like, don't half-ass and then expect a pat on the back for that.
yeah, because that was
You
big
know?
news in Indian country for like 2
Right.
years. Where there was articles written, Nana Beach is in a superhero movie. Oh, and I'm like, yeah, he's gonna die right away. They
Right.
couldn't
You
even,
can see
yeah,
it.
they couldn't even give him like Billy the Indian from Predator. You know what I'm saying? Like, give him, like, he
Right.
could go out like a G, like a tough guy. No, he was like a stupid moron who gets his head blown off like five
Right.
minutes after they introduce him. He's like an idiot. He's a total fucking idiot.
Right.
He's not cool at all. He's not a cool character. You know?
He's not even a character. He was just there to just cannon fodder. He was just there to just
Yeah,
get killed. He was a
yeah,
stormtrooper
yeah.
or whatever.
Operation Get Behind the Darky. Yeah, that's all it
Pretty much.
was.
Oh man. Can we move on past this now? I know we had to bring the podcast down. Let's
Yeah,
talk about some fun stuff now.
yeah.
Okay.
I try not to get too radical on that. So.
Yeah, I was expecting more like of a your wrath, but
No, I'm tired, man.
you stayed in the pocket. You stayed in the pocket. It's fine. It's fine.
you know, I don't want to, like,
Uh,
yeah, I don't want to, like, scare everybody and then, oh my God, Eli's racist. Then they cry victim and shit. You know how they do.
Speaking of races, Boogie Bentley. Not saying Boogie Bentley is racist. I always fuck with shit like that. Tonight, Comic Cast had a special guest on there. We got to talk about this. They had Kelly Thompson on there.
Yeah, I was listening. Yeah, I was listening.
Oh, yeah, I was too busy reading comics. But anyway, that's an awesome look right there. They had Kelly Thompson on there because they've always been criticized of being comic skaters. So how can you be be with Comicsgate if you have Kelly Thompson on there, like the head SJW? Like, she's like kryptonite to comic skaters.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Did she
yeah,
know?
so
Did she know the thing?
I don't know if she knows that or not. I don't. Maybe she didn't know. It's just like if I walk into like a NASCAR rally or some shit. And the music stops and looks at me. She's like, maybe she walked in there like that. Did I know I'm supposed to be here? Stuff like that,
Right.
So, but I'm pretty sure I didn't get a chance to. I'm gonna go back and listen to it later. Oh, I'm pretty sure the interview went awesome. Like I said,
Yeah, it was
those
good.
guys.
It was a really good episode. She seemed really cool, and they were just kind of geeking out on books and shit. It was pretty cool. Yeah, it was good.
Yeah,
It was a good
Boogie's
episode.
on his shit, so I know he was able to, get a really good interview out of him. So I'm not really worried about that. Yeah. So all I can say is, yeah, fuck you, Dan Slott. So I said it. So if he's listening to this podcast, which I know he don't, put us on the block list too. We stand with our brothers over at Comic Cast. They're not comics gated because they have the head SJW in comics right now, Kelly Thompson. So yeah, she's with us. Oh, now let's talk about some fun shit before we get to fucked up shit. Now, in the video game section, Eli, did you get your free game?
No, was I supposed to?
Yes, you're supposed to.
No.
Okay, so, Sony is giving away 2 free games for the month of April. Just to, celebrate quarantine, everybody's at home. They're giving away the Uncharted collection, which is Uncharted 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that's what that
which
is.
is the remastered version.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see that. Okay.
Free game. You don't need PlayStation Plus. You don't need a subscription. You just go on, click the button, get it, boom, you're done. That's it. That and also Journey. I thought Journey sucked ass, but it's free. Whatever. Get it. You'd be surprised how many people haven't played Uncharted.
I've never played Uncharted.
What the fuck? What do y'all do with y'all PlayStation? Is it just a brick that you just hold up the TV?
I never played Uncharted,
Like,
man.
How do people have a PlayStation, not a PlayStation? I'm not saying that you have to play Uncharted. I'm not saying Uncharted is a game, handed down from God, to Sony for you to play. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, but it's like the most hyped. It's like playing a Nintendo game and never play Mario. That's what I think, Uncharted, because they promoted so much. They gave me Uncharted when I got my PlayStation, so I played it. Fun game. I played all of them.
Is it like a male Tomb Raider?
That's exactly what it is. But still, it's still a fun game to play. So I was posting this link on people. And people were like, "Oh, cool. I never played Uncharted." I'm like, "What the hell are y'all doing?" Like it's just like you wasting your PlayStation. You're not doing anything with it. So yes, please, if you have a PlayStation, please download Uncharted. I'm not saying play it. I'm not even saying you're gonna like it. Just download it. I think you got to like the middle of May or some shit like that, or the first week of May or something like that. Then you're gonna stop the stop the free download. But until then, just get the game. Just get it. Should I stream it, Eli? On the thing?
Go ahead, man.
I'm gonna do it.
There you go.
Gomer may shut me down.
All 12 hours or however long it takes you.
No. I'm not doing it. I'm doing an hour block, and that is it. I'm going to sleep after that shit. So there's the time I'm setting.
Was it going to be? What's that going to be? The tutorial? It's like, shit.
Pretty much, yeah. Press X to block. No, and then it's just going to be a 30-minute cutscene. That's going to be, I'm just put the controller down.
Yeah, that's pretty much how that fucking Jedi Fallen Order was. Like,
it's pretty much like that. So yeah, that's what the fuck's gonna happen. So it'll be some fun shit. We'll see how it goes.
I ain't got time for that shit.
Yeah. Can we jump in? You know what? I'm gonna do Jedi. Okay. So May the 4th is coming, right?
There you go, man. There you go.
I'm gonna do Jedi Fallen Order. I played like an hour of the game, fell asleep on it, never touched it again.
Stream that tutorial, yeah.
But I will do it again for whatever reason, or I may do a fun game like Battlefront 2 or some shit.
Yeah, that probably a bit more. Yeah, but you can do like custom arcade. You can do all kinds of shit.
When we get closer to the Eli, I'm gonna consult with you.
Yeah,
because you seem to be more knowledgeable in the Star Wars video games than I am.
So Jedi Fallen Order, it's just be you like climbing up vines and jumping off of cliffs and shit.
Sounds exciting.
That's all that game was.
Yeah, so I'm probably
the 4 hours I played of that game. That's all I was doing.
Okay, so I probably won't do that, or I may. I don't know. We'll see when we get closer to it. Now can we jump into the book of the week?
Let's do it.
Okay, so let me set this up for you guys. This is we're doing another X-Men book. Now, I will tell you this. After we're done with this, we are not doing X-Men classic books anymore. We're done with this shit. We're moving on. But this is a book I wanted to talk about. This is the first one because some people are saying this is the best X-Men book of all time. The book nobody ever heard of. You know, the book is called God Loves, Man Kills. It is a graphic novel. It is a graphic novel that predates Watchmen by 3 years, and I think Dark Knight Returns by maybe 4.
By 3 years,
So it was ahead of its time.
Yeah.
So I guess we're gonna jump in and just talk about like what. So I'm just gonna narrate. I'm just gonna narrate. Let me get my notes. I took notes.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah, not a whole lot, just points. So starting off with the book opens up with two black kids running in an elementary school at nighttime, being hunted down, by some terrorists. They call themselves the purifiers. They hunt these black kids down. They pull guns on them, and one of the black kids happens to like eyes start glowing electricity and shit like that. But before the kid can do anything, they shoot him in the face. Two black kids dead. 111, 19 dead. That's it. And apparently since the eyes were glowing shit like that, not only were they black kids, they're also mutant black kids. So they decided to string them up in the playground in the swing set, and they string them up, and on the swing set that they wrap them up in, they write mutie on there. Now, if you're not familiar with the X-Men, I don't think they ever said this on the cartoon. Mutie is basically like a derogatory term for mutants, which the humans call them in the comic books. So they leave them there, so hopefully there's somebody can find them in the morning and get all depressed when they see them. But before they can find them, Magneto finds them. Magneto uses magnetic powers. He sees the mutie sign, rips the mutie sign off. He like, as long as I'm alive, I will never see mutant blood spilled again. I will make sure of that. So that's where the book ends. So next we go from there, we go to present time, and we go to this televangelist named William Stryker. If that name, now, Eli, does that name sound familiar to you?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so for everybody thinking that name sounds familiar, William Stryker is the bad guy of X-Men 2. But they changed him up in this one. Like X-Men 2 is very, 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 very loosely adapted from this story. In X-Men 2, X United, whatever you want to call it, William Stryker was a military scientist, some shit like that. In this book, he is a preacher. Big difference. Other than that, he's more or less the same guy, but this one he's really fanatical. He's a preacher, he's a reverend, and I think because it's a Hollywood movie, they don't really want to go there with that. So we go to William Stryker, and he's reading a Bible verse. Now, Eli, doing this review, I'm going to read out the Bible verses. This Bible verse comes from Deuteronomy 17:2, which you called.
I said, is that what I said? I said chapter 3.
Deuteronomy.
I said Deuteronomy, and I was just fucking around.
You said it, but it was from Deuteronomy. It was Deuteronomy. I think you said like 16:5, something like that. This is Deuteronomy 17:2. So the Bible verse goes. Let's see if I remember this.
The path of the righteous man. No,
and you should know my name is the Lord. If there be found among you man or woman that hath wrought wickedness in the sight of the Lord, in transgressing his covenant, and hath gone spread other gods and worship them, either the sun or moon or any host of heaven which I have commanded, and it told be in thou, behold is true, and shalt thou forth that man and woman which have committed that wicked thing, shall set stones to them stones. Yeah, shall set stones to them stones till they die. So what does that mean? Let's break down that Bible verse. Let's break down Deuteronomy 17:2. Let's take you to Sunday school. This ain't Sunday, but it's Monday. Whatever. Let's go from there. So basically what they're saying, if you worship any other God other than God, you kill him. That's in the Bible. There is a lot of verses in the Bible about if you do such and such, kill them. Not going to go where they all go, but that's the point.
By stoning them. By getting stoned.
By stone. So not just regular death.
Not weed stone, but like rocks.
Rock stone. And they mean like big ass stones. Bludgeon you to death. That's what they mean. So basically, and that's his sermon for next Sunday.
Yeah.
So he's a really swell guy. He gets while he's writing his sermon, he gets a call in the room from his secretary, Beth, and he has some information about the X-Men. He's sitting there, has all this information about him. He's got about Cyclops. He blasts walls, shit like that. He gets swarmed by Storm. Storm really pisses him off because Storm pretends like she's a pagan god. that she'd worship. Wolverine, Canadian Assassin, Colossus, big strong dude, Ariel, Kitty Pryde. She has like 1,500 names nobody ever cares about. Nightcrawler, who looks like a demon. That's me worried about him also. And she basically saying like, do we have to worry about the X-Men? Like, not for long. So cut to that. Now we cut to are we in Harlem? No, we're not in Harlem. I think we're in Harlem. Anyway, Kitty Pryde is in a fist fight with some redhead dude.
Oh, they're in Connecticut.
Yeah. So she's at a dance studio. She's at a dance studio with her dance instructor Stevie Hunter. Stevie Hunter is a 80s X-Men recurring character. She's just there. She just hangs out with him, just best friend, shit like that. Gets into a fist fight with this guy. The dude like punches in the face and shit. Like, what the fuck happening on here? So Ileana pulls her off. Ileana, we just talked about Ileana last week. That is Colossus' sister, Magic, Ileana Rasputin, and shit. So Ileana pulls off Kitty from the dude, and she was like, say it again. Say what you just said again. And then Stevie comes out now. Keep in mind, Stevie's black. She's a black woman. Kitty Pryde is like, say what you said again. All I said is that William Stryker is gonna kill all you muties from, wipe you off the face of the earth, and you're just mad because you're a fucking mutie lover, And then, Kitty's ready to punch her again, but then that's when Colossus steps up. He like, oh, you know what? You made your point. You might want to leave. She like, you better be lucky King Kong is standing in front of you, otherwise I'd fuck you up. I'm like, that's a girl, dude. Like, this dude is like a real piece of work, But anyway, he leaves. And, Stevie is just like, Kitty, calm down. Yeah, he said some fucked up shit to you. It's just words, And Kitty's just like, oh, well, what if he called you the N-word, Now, keep in mind, Eli, I want to go somewhere with this. Mm-hmm. I've read several versions of this book before. Some versions, they bleep it out.
Not this one.
Not this one. They go there. That's what I was wondering when I bought this version on Comixology. We're going to bleep it out. Because I think on Comics Unlimited, on Marvel Unlimited, I think they bleep it out. But on this one, they said it. Keep in mind, back in the 80s, they didn't give a fuck. This does not have the comics code on there, so they go a little bit further with these X-Men books. Well, this X-Men book than it would on like the regular X-Men book, And so Stevie gets mad. She balls up a fist, starts crying like that. She was like, okay, so words do hurt,
They landed the hard R and everything on it.
Oh yeah, she put an ER on there. Yeah. Like I said, it's. I'm like, damn, Kitty. Like, I used to like Kitty.
This ain't the country grammar. No.
Right. So yeah, Kitty just like if Kitty did that now, she get canceled.
Yeah.
Like wrong tweet. Cancel Kitty. You know what, Eli? Because of this podcast, if we were like huge and we did this shit. Like this shit would go viral right now. You see like a hashtag cancel Kitty Pryde.
Yeah. No
she
shit.
used the N-word in 1982. Cancel. Oh, matter of fact, I'm going on a tangent. Richard Dawson. You heard this? They're trying to cancel Richard Dawson from Family Feud.
Why? Because he kissed people.
Because he kissed women on the mouth.
Oh.
Back in the 70s, when that was just a thing.
Is he still alive?
No, he's been dead like 20 years. But they want to cancel him because of that.
Of course.
Now, personally, honestly, nowadays I'm thinking like maybe you shouldn't kiss another man's wife on the lips because you don't know where his wife's lips have been.
In front of him too, like that was
in front of him, yeah. So technically, it's like you're kissing her husband, Anyway. Where are we at now? Okay, so Kitty Pryde comes back home. She's fucking pissed. She got a black eye. Wolverine looking at her. Who put that black eye on you? Oh, don't worry about it, Logan. Did you win? No. Why? So Logan's just giving a hard time because that's what Logan does. Wolverine's pissed. They get pissed. They want to go to the danger room and train, but before they do that, Professor X is on ABC News. I guess it's Dateline or whatever like that. So he's on ABC News and he's having a debate with Reverend William Stryker. He's having a debate with each other, basically like about mutants versus humans. So basically William Stryker just going in on his best thing, like, look, y'all keep saying about these mutants. Mutants are not even human. We got these weird looking ass monsters, stuff like that. They want to have human rights. They don't need to have human rights. And Wolverine's just thinking like, okay, if they ever get to the point where they declare mutants not humans, then that means they can take away human rights. That means they can do whatever the fuck they want to us legally in the middle of the street. So we need to do something about that. Professor X is, arguing back and forth with him. But the thing is, William Stryker is a reverend. He's a preacher. He is a public speaker. So he's better at debating. He has the crowd eating out his hand because he has charisma. You know, he has stage presence. So he's able to sway the crowd to his side more than Professor X is. They say Professor X just look, weird. So he doesn't look like presentable on TV, but this guy, because he's the preacher, he's able to sway the crowd, so he's getting people to him. Yeah, fuck these muties, that's what they're like, in the name of the Lord. So while they do that, they hop in a Rolls Royce. They leave ABC Studios, they go to the Central Park, and when they go to the Central Park, they get hit by a bazooka, and apparently they get attacked by the purifiers. Cyclops looking around, trying to see where the purifiers are, and they get sniped. All of them get sniped. After the other X-Men come out of the danger room, Nightcrawler gets a phone call, and he hears that, Professor X, Cyclops, and Storm, who are all in the car, are dead. They're like, oh shit. They got blown up in the car with the Rolls Royce. So the next morning, they go there, to find out exactly what's going on. Now, they find 3 bodies in the wreckage of the Rolls Royce. But Wolverine, with this super smell shit like that, he like, that's not them. Like, what do you mean it's not them? Nah, I know this scent. That's not them. Somebody took them and planted some other bodies over here. Like, and Colossus like, Wolverine, how do you know that? It's me. Before I was an X-Man, I was a Canadian assassin. And I've done this shit before. So I know what this looks like when it happens. So like, oh, yeah, good point. So while they're doing that, they get attacked by the purifiers. Now, so the purifiers like fight them and shit like that. The X-Men are able actually to beat. No, the X-Men actually get fucked up by them, and they get rescued by Magneto. He like takes the purifiers, wrap the like metal arms and guns around him and shit like that. And so they're like, okay, Magneto, he is our worst enemy, but we ain't got time for this shit. Let's go back to the mansion. Wolverine starts interrogating them, but he kind of sucks at interrogating them. Magneto steps in and just starts fucking them all up and shit like that. And they tell Magneto everything. William Stryker is the bad guy. William Stryker is funding the purifiers. The purifiers have a specific target to go after Professor X. He's not dead, but they don't know what his target is about right now. They know all this shit. So Nightcrawler is just like, wait, so we just gonna let Magneto just do this shit? If we let Magneto do this shit, don't this make us better than better Magneto? We're like, so who cares? So while they're doing that, let's cut back to actually what happened to Professor X. So Professor X, Storm, and Magneto are being brainwashed. No, just Professor X. Professor X being brainwashed by the purifier under the orders of William Stryker, just like in the movie. He's getting brainwashed by them. And apparently when he has a psychic rapport with Storm and Cyclops, whenever they torture Storm and Cyclops, it affects Professor X. So in his mind, he's thinking, because they're brainwashing him and doing all this crazy shit to him, he's thinking the X-Men are attacking him. So they're putting all these drugs in him to make him think that mutants are the bad guys. Mutants are evil and shit like that, And eventually they break Professor X. They break his mind. And I'm trying to go to the verse. I got another verse for you, Eli. Hold on. My shit won't pull up. Okay, so the next verse is actually, and you're gonna dig this, John 3:16.
Ooh, New Testament.
Yeah. From Stone Cold Steve Austin. What was this shit? Thou shalt not fuck with Stone Cold or something?
Something Austin 3:16 or whatever says I just kicked your ass or some shit. Or
That's what it was. That's what it was. Yeah. Okay. So John 3:16. This verse is where is it? Yeah, I skipped over a bunch of shit, but that's okay. We'll come back to it. Yeah. Okay. So verily, verily, I say unto man, unto thee, except the man born again cannot see the kingdom of God. God sent not his son into the world to condemn the world, but that the world through him might be saved. He that believe in him is condemned, but he that not believe is condemned already. So then he asks Professor X, do you believe in the word? Do you accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior? And Professor X is like, yes. Do you believe that I am the word of God? You're like, yes, I do. Then accept me, Professor X. Hold on. One more thing. Chromix dying.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. See, if I actually had a Bible instead of a Bible app, I wouldn't have these problems. Yeah. But anyway, so he protects. So since you accept Jesus as your Lord and Savior, kill these X-Men. No, like, wait, what? So that goes into the last Bible verse I'm going to do, which is Matthew 10:34. Now, that is Matthew 10:34 is, I think, because he looks at him, he was like, kill them. I can't kill them. Storm and Cyclops, those are my children. And then that's what he hit with Matthew 10:34. I think not I am come to send peace on earth. I came not to send peace, but a sword. For I am come to set a man of variance against his father. He that loveth son or daughter more than me is not worthy of me. Are you worthy, Professor Xavier? So that's a pretty deep verse, Eli. Let's break down what that says. So basically, Jesus said this. Because if you read the New Testament, if you read the New King James Version, for those that don't know this, anything Jesus says in there is written in red text. So Jesus is saying that if you value your son or daughter more than God, you're not worthy of God. So he's saying put God above your kids and stuff, kids, whatever.
I guess.
So I don't know.
Says the
I guess
Son
what I'm
of
saying.
God.
Anyway, Son of God, yeah. Anyway, Professor X kills him. Or so we think. We'll find out later on about that. But before we get to that, who is William Stryker? What is William Stryker's whole deal? It's like that. He actually, why he's doing all this thing. He goes through his old bad guy monologue plan and things like that. So William Stryker used to be a sergeant major in the. He used to be a U.S. Army Ranger, some shit like that. Back in the war, some shit, 30 years ago from what we are now. So I guess that's the Vietnam War or whatever war was going on at the time.
I think Korea.
Korea. Yeah. He got, when his tour ended, he had a pregnant wife. So since his wife was pregnant, he decided to go see her family in Arizona. On the way there to Arizona in Nevada, they got in a car crash. Now, when they got to the car crash, she was giving birth. She was giving birth to she went into labor right there on the side of the highway. He delivered his own son. Turns out his son was a mutant, and I guess he was like a fucked up looking mutant, like a monster looking mutant, shit like that. So he just thought he was like a weird abomination. He killed him, took a knife, stabbed his own son, which reminds me of, like, I think we talked about this on another episode, Eli, about how it reminded me of Abraham when God told him to kill his own son. That's what it reminded me of. Chris Claremont, actually, they asked him, Chris Claremont, in the interview about it. He like, oh, that just happened. Like, what the fuck, it just didn't happen. You write a book about the Bible and then you just do this biblical shit. So anyway, kills his own son, which is like a mutant monster like that. His wife asks to hold her son, so he breaks her neck. Like, what the fuck? So since the car hadn't exploded yet, he puts his dead son and his dead wife in the car, lays next to them, and lights a match to, kill everybody at the same time. It's like a murder-suicide. But he gets blown away from the car where everybody else dies. So he doesn't die. He lives. He think it's divine intervention. So, but then for years he keeps wondering, like, why did I have a mutant son? Why did I have a monster son? Did I do evil in my life to have a son like that? But then he started thinking. Then I talked to God, and God talked back to me, and God told me that I'm not the evil one. My wife was the evil one, and that's why she gave birth to that evil mutant looking monster shit like that. My path in life and what God is telling me to do is to get rid of these mutants. And because God, and because I read the Bible, and the Bible says man is made in God's image, and woman is from man. But nowhere in the Bible do I see anything about mutants. So if mutants aren't in the Bible and they're not made in God's image, they must be in the devil's image. And Professor X, and he's the leader of the mutants, he is the Antichrist. He was sent here to kill us, but I'm going to flip it on him. I'm going to make Professor X, who's the Antichrist and the mark of the beast 666, turn on his own people. That's his evil plan, which is not too fucked up. I mean, it's pretty much the same plan in the movie, So.
Well, but he's an asshole. He killed his wife and fucking son. And
in the name of the Lord, though.
In the name of because that's always makes it right.
That's always justification, right?
Yeah.
So anyway, while the X-Men or interrogating them and find out what's going on. It turns out that Kitty Pryde and Ileana got kidnapped while they were investigating. They got kidnapped by the purifiers. Um, and Stryker gave some specific orders to kill Kitty Pryde. Kitty Pryde managed to escape, but even though she managed to escape, she still got hit with like some nerve gas. So she's still kind of like dizzy and shit, but still getting away and shit like that. She's in the Bronx and she runs away and runs into a Mexican gang. I guess the Mexican. Let's say Hispanic, Latino,
Yeah, or
Latinx.
something. Yeah, Latinx. One of them's wearing a turban though. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, where the fuck did the turban? I was thinking like, is that was like a gang thing back in the '80s or something? Like Mexican gangs wore turbans?
I
I don't know. I don't think they thought about it too much. Anyway, so they, hold down Kitty Pryde. They basically like, yeah, Kitty, we'll help. Yeah, we'll Chica, we'll help you, but when it's done, you gonna help us out. And then when she say that, like the head purifier assassin, which is named Anne. She's called Anne. She's like this badass Black Widow looking like chick that just wears all green and shit like that. She shoots like the boss in the head, and then while she's getting into that, Kitty like slips away. But then the rest of the Mexican gang rushes at and shit like that. Bitch, you kill Jefe. That's boss in Spanish. Thank you for my Mexican friend that taught me a little Espanol back in the day. So they kill El Jefe. The rest of the gang rushes at her. We cut to the next page. She kills everybody because she's just that good. But the thing is, Kitty got away. Kitty got away, and she's still in the Bronx. She finds the bodega. Now, this part is pretty cool. So she finds a bodega, finds a payphone. That's let you know this is in the 80s. So she uses her phasing powers, her mutant phasing powers, to reach into the payphone, grab a shit full of quarters, pulls them out, and start putting quarters in so she can call the X-Mansion. She gets contact with Nightcrawler. She says, hey, I'm in a bodega in the Bronx on such and such boulevard. Come get me. That's when the purifiers show back up. She runs away, get in the train. They still run her down, but that's when the X-Men finally show up, protecting shit like that, And so they investigate some of the purifiers that were still there. They find out who's behind this stuff, where everybody is going, and what Stryker's main plan. So they find Ileana, they rescue Ileana, and they rescue Kitty Pryde, so everybody's safe and shit like that. So when it's all said and done, like, and Magneto's fighting them the whole time, like he's helping them out, saving people, shit like that. So Cyclops and Storm aren't dead. Professor X put him in like a near-death state to make them appear to be dead. Magneto was able to like do some magnetic electric bullshit to bring them back with it like that. So they're not dead. So Cyclops waking back up, he's like, okay, the X-Men are here. Why the fuck is Magneto here? Like, Magneto, why are you here? And Magneto breaks down his plan. Like, I'm here because I'm trying to recruit y'all. Basically, these humans are fucking out of control. I mean, obviously, y'all keep trying to save these humans, but they're trying to kill you. Hell, look at the humans. They're going to kill themselves in a little while. If I take over and become the main guy, I'm going to eliminate all this shit they're fucking. I'm going to eliminate hunger, poverty, war, famine. All this shit will be gone if I'm in control. And, Cyclops is just like, okay, so Professor Magneto, even if you do take over, even if you do control the world, what's going to happen when you're gone? Who's going to take over when you're gone? You're like, you. Like, me? Yeah, you. That's what the X-Men are for. When I'm gone, I want you all to take over my legacy. That's why I'm here. I'm trying to recruit y'all because obviously your plan doesn't work. Look at Professor X. We don't even know the fuck he is right now. I'm here. So while they're doing that, that's when William Stryker has sold out Madison Square Garden. Apparently he was bigger than Eminem back in the 80s, So he has everybody there, president, senators, the UN, every single, this is the 80s, so it's like 3 channels. All 3 channels are on him right now, broadcasting live about what his plan and what he's going to do with mutant kind. He basically tells them that, yeah, mutants are evil, mutants don't need to be human, and the crowd just eating this shit up. Everybody eating up except like the 2, the police officers that are there. It's like, okay, this is like really fucked up. This dude is just saying hate speech. He's xenophobic. He's racist.
That preacher scares me. Yeah.
Yeah, he's bigoted. Yeah, I mean, basically everything he's saying because he's really fucked up. But the crowd is eating it up. So everything he's saying, they're just getting more and more just riled up and shit like that. Meanwhile, he has Professor X in the basement of the Madison Square Garden. He's built like a simulated Cerebro thing like that. to put Professor X in it because he got Professor X so drugged up that Professor X would do anything that Stryker says. So he puts him in a cerebral machine and he basically put like anybody in a nearby area in the Madison Square Garden or on that street. If they're a mutant, kill them. That's basically what happens. Um, Meanwhile, the X-Men is just like, well, how do we fight, Stryker? Like, he's not like a regular, supervillain shit like that. Like, those we just punch in the face. Meanwhile, Stryker is a man of God. He's a celebrity. He's on TV in the Massacre Garden right now. He wants us to come there and fight him so we can be exactly what he says he is. So we can't do that because if we do that, we're going to like the bad guy. Speaking of bad guys, where's Magneto? Turns out Magneto is right there in the Massacre Garden looking right at Stryker. Stryker was expecting Magneto to show up, and he starts quoting another Bible verse. I didn't have a chance to write that down, but I do recognize it's from Revelation. It's basically about the tailed beast.
The number of the beast, all that shit. Yeah, Revelations,
yeah.
whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, and they saw the beast and they worshiped the beast, stuff like that. Basically, he's saying that Magneto is the beast of Revelation. But he's ready for him. So he makes Professor X blast a psychic blast at Magneto, fucks Magneto up. Magneto starts realizing like, oh shit, I've been hit by Charles Blast before, but never like that before. So obviously Charles has been holding back when he's been fighting me, but now since he doesn't have any restraints, he's just letting loose. So he's fucked up. The crowd, because Stryker has them so riled up, they're just ready to just kill just any mutant they see. Magneto can't protect himself, so those two cops stand in front of Magneto like, hold up, y'all are not about to kill this dude right now. Y'all can't do that. While they doing that, while they're distracted, Stryker flips the switch and Professor X starts doing his mind blast to anybody like around in the Madison Square Garden area. So every mutant starts getting fucked up, start bleeding from the nose, bleeding from the eyes, shit like that. Meanwhile, some people in the crowd start getting fucked up. Like one of the senators started getting fucked up because he's a closeted mutant. They didn't tell anybody. So he's dying from the shit. The X-Men find out what's going on. They know exactly where Professor X is. They're like, but we got to get there. Because we don't, they're going to start killing mutants left and right. Matter of fact, we're getting fucked up, so we got to stop him. We don't have a chance. So the X-Men go to the basement of the Massacre Garden. They find some more purifiers. They struggle to get past purifiers because they're getting, the closer they get to Professor X, the weaker they're getting because he's killing all mutants, shit like that. And Wolverine's just like, look, we got to do this my way. Because we don't, Professor X gonna kill all of us. And Stryker like, do it. So Nightcrawler takes Wolverine, teleports him right on top of Professor X. Wolverine pulls his claws out and about to stick him right in Professor X's skull. Before he can do that, Professor X blasts them away. While they're doing that, at the same time, Cyclops uses his red beam to like ricochet off some walls like that and punch, Professor X in the face, knocks him out. So Professor X is okay. And then while they're doing that, Cyclops like blasts the machines like that. So that's done. And Wolverine's just like, Cyclops, was that your plan? You're like, yeah, that was part of my plan. Because I knew that even though Professor X trained us, he's not really, that good in the field like we are. So I knew he couldn't handle attack at the same time. So I knew either you were going to get to him, Wolverine, or I was going to get to him, one or the other. Wolverine like, yeah, but if I would have got to him, I would have killed him. You're like, yeah, but that's why I had to make sure I didn't miss, So the X-Men is just like, okay, so the machine's down. We got Professor X. Now just leave. Cyclops like, nah, we can't leave. That asshole is still up there right now, still spewing hate speech about us. We got to end this right now. But we can't fight him. We got to beat him on his own terms. So they go to the top of the Massacre Garden, right there, on TV, stuff like that. And they basically said, look, we're going to get into a debate with this right now. We're not going to fight you, but we're going to say our part of the part. We're going to say what we have going on right now. And, Cyclops basically says his part that, look, we're humans. Yes, we are exceptional. We have special powers. We have a special exchange like that. But at the end of the day, we're still human. We're no different from a surgeon at the top of his field or LeBron James or anything like that. We're still human. We just can do other shit humans can't do. And Stryker's just like, oh, is that thing a human? And he points at Nightcrawler, looking like that. There's no fucking way that thing is human. That, that's the special panel that everybody said looked like Mike Pence. Pointing at Nightcrawler, so that's him. And Kitty Pryde just like, yeah, okay, so he looks like a demon, but guess what? He's more human than you are. You're the real monster here.
And he's a
Matter of fact,
Christian too.
right? He's a Christian. Even hell, he's a preacher. I
Yeah.
think in the comics now, you know. And Kitty Pryde is like, look, if I have to choose between your God and my friend, I'm choosing my friend. And that's when Stryker loses. He like, you blasphemous bitch. Just pulls a gun out of nowhere. Like, how you sneak a gun in the Masquerade Garden? Pulls a gun, aims at the X-Men. The X-Men just look at him like, really, dude? Like, with the X-Men, But before he can pull the trigger on them, he gets shot by one of the policemen, And the policeman just why'd you shoot, their preacher? Like, he pulled his gun on a 16-year-old girl. Of course we had to shoot him. We had to take him down. He was a threat. So they put Stryker doesn't die. They put him in handcuffs, and they take him to jail. They're like, well, what you gonna do with the X-Men? The X-Men didn't do shit. They were just here. I mean, so they could just leave. So X-Men just go home. Yeah. They leave. Stryker
Good
goes to
luck. They'll
jail.
need it or something like that.
Oh, you said what now?
They said, yeah, good luck to them. They're gonna need it.
Oh yeah, basically. And then like when they just in X-Mansion, now Magneto's there chilling with them, and Magneto just like, okay, remember that conversation we had earlier? So what y'all gonna do? I mean, because Charles, come on, you saw what the fuck they did. These dudes are evil. Even though we took down Stryker planted a seed, because a lot of people think that Stryker was on the right path. He just went about it the wrong way. So even though we took down Stryker, some asshole is gonna pop up even more, fanatical than Stryker and come after us. So your plan doesn't work, Charles. Flat out. And Charles is like, you know what, Magnus, Eric, or whatever your name is, yeah, you're right. And the X-Men's like, wait, what? Yeah, I mean, he's right. I mean, Magneto is right. That's the whole point. Because they broke me, they're just gonna keep coming after us. So I can't do this anymore. I'm done. I tell you what, y'all go Magneto. They're like, wait, what? So they don't want to join Magneto. Cyclops basically just like, look, Professor X, you recruited us because you put us on this path. You wanted us to become X-Men because you had a dream about one day that we can join the human race and they'll look at us as regular people instead of like monsters and mutants and abominations, shit like that. And just because you giving up on the path don't mean that we will. And then that's when Professor starts crying. He was like, "Oh damn, this, my dream is living on through my students." And I mean, you just like, all you motherfuckers are crazy. All of y'all are stupid as fuck. You know what? I was upset about mutant deaths going on right now, but I don't give a shit what the humans do to any of you from now on. And they were like, well, Professor X might, turn the humans around. He was like, I hope he does, because if he doesn't, it's gonna be my turn. And Magneto just flies the fuck off. And the X-Men sit on the patio, hug it out, the end. Yeah. So overall, I don't think the book had any continuity bearing on anything other than the creation of William Stryker, who does pop up later on and does other weird shit like that. But other than that, there's no continuity on it. This is a one-shot story, in and out, a story that Claremont wanted to tell, and he said he wanted to tell it here because he couldn't do it in the regular book. The content of the story they were telling were basically the X-Men fight the Bible. You really can't do that in a regular continuity story. You know. Eli, I know I talked a lot about it, but what you think about the story overall?
It was very interesting. It talked about a lot of relevant issues that I think we still struggle with.
Mm-hmm.
Shit that's going on right like over the fucking weekend, I think. You know?
Right.
you know people using their religious beliefs to justify you know uh justify their bigotry, essentially, is what it
Right.
is. um so yeah, I think it deals with a lot
It's
of,
like shit, they're weaponizing the Bible.
yes, basically, yes, religious fanatics. um and I'm not just talking about Christians. There's religious fanatics in every religion, but um,
Right.
but yeah, I mean, we see a lot of that. So that it's a timeless issue, very relevant issue that we still deal with. I thought it tackled those issues pretty well. Storytelling wise, I thought it was just another X-Men comic to me. How I think of all X-Men comics, they're kind of lot going on.
Yeah.
Very convoluted. The characters I really want to interest that I'm interested in, they're not there that much. Like I want to spend more time with Wolverine and Nightcrawler and and
But that's
Magneto.
and that's the thing. Like in most of the X Men books, like Wolverine is not really like there. He's not like in the movies where it's just like Hugh Jackman and everybody else. He's just there.
Yeah, but like Nightcrawler, like I think I wish they would have explored Nightcrawler a lot more in this story because he is religious.
Well, see,
Um,
that's the thing. I don't think like the religious aspect of Nightcrawler came about until like later on in his stories. I think around then they wasn't really putting that religious aspect on him at the time.
Yeah, because most of the story is centered around Kitty Pryde running through the hood and kind of escaping
They don't
temptation.
bring up Kitty Pryde, because she's Jewish.
Yeah,
They don't really bring that up at all in the story. You think that would have a clash in there, Christianity versus Judaism, but they don't really go there.
yeah. It had some really strong scene.
Or even Magneto's Judaism.
Yeah, it began like that beginning scene. I was like, holy shit, that's fucked up,
Right.
and then it kind of got away from that. It kind of like it kind of meandered and got a little convoluted. But the point of the story was fine. I thought it was very interesting and raised a lot of good points. But yeah, it was to me. But it still was another X-Men book to me. So,
Kind of go with you on that one. I do want to bring up that they did make a sequel to this story.
okay.
Was written by Claremont. I think it came out like around 2002 in the Extreme X-Men story. It was called God Loves, Man Kills 2. Story completely sucks. I don't know what happened to it. Stryker shows up. I think he becomes a robot or some shit. I don't know. Whatever. Oh, Lady Deathstrike does show up, and she is like his sidekick, just like in the movie. So that's the thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not worth talking about.
Okay.
It's yeah.
Yeah, because I don't remember I didn't like those movies. I like those first few X-Men movies, the Bryan Singer movies. I like X1. I thought X2 was okay, but I just wasn't into it. So I haven't seen those movies in forever.
Well, the meat of the plot of X2 is right from this book.
I remember
So
Stryker being like a general.
yeah,
I remember Stryker showing up in a few more movies, but like by different actors and stuff. But he was
the guy
but
that
he
like look like Stifler, but not Stifler.
yeah he's always he's always a military. He was in I watched Days of Future Past the other day,
Yeah,
and he's in that as a military guy because it takes
yeah, he
place during.
possibly, but he's younger in there and shit like
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. So yeah, but I just wish that. Well, I don't say I would have wished they went there because, like I said, these are Hollywood movies and they're gonna really touch religion in those movies and like that. But I do like to hear how pretty much because like I said, we look at these now in the underclass. Let's use this like homosexuality things like
yeah,
that. Because there are plenty of verses in the Bibles, particularly pertaining to homosexuality, also. And the same thing saying about the mutants, they say about gays in there also in the Bible. People pretty much justify that there also.
and this was
Uh,
during the '80s, so like the AIDS epidemic had just started, and
yep.
there was a lot of that backlash towards the gay community.
The disco era,
Yeah,
which yeah,
so that I think this is probably you know it came out during a racially bigoted charged time, because that
yeah,
was going on in New
and
York and
also this is the time when televangelists were like really, really popping up.
yep,
Uh,
Jimmy
Billy
Baker and
Graham, Jimmy Swagger.
yeah,
What's new from 700 Club? That
oh Pat
whatever his
Robertson or whatever the
Pat
fuck,
Robinson, something
yeah,
like that. So that's when they were like really getting started like that, and they were just, and then they were really, really, really right wing. They were all right wing,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know. So
and
anything against that, they were condemning it.
yeah, and you got the president at the Madison Square Garden, watching Stryker give his speech,
Right.
and he's
And
like,
they
this
asked
guy.
him like, "What do you think about the things he's saying?" He doesn't say anything. So obviously, if he's that big and the president's there, obviously the president is approving of it.
Yeah, he's like, well, this guy's got a lot of clout, and he can sway a lot of voters, and it's that whole blurring of, the separation of church and state. It doesn't seem to uh, matter to them. They don't care that they're using God and religion to influence government. That
Right.
that's you see that a lot of like, oh, I'm gonna vote for George Bush because he's a Christian. You know.
Right. Or Donald Trump because he's a Christian. Like really?
Yeah, or claims to be a Christian. Yeah, you see that. You see,
Right.
you know, and just how easily persuaded people are because exploiting people's beliefs is what it is to further
Right.
their political power and influence and wealth.
And
You
that's the thing.
know,
Like, do you think that Stryker actually believed the stuff he was saying, or was he just saying? Because let's be honest, a lot of these televangelists, like really, really big preachers, like you got these preachers saying right now on TV, saying they had the cure for Corona,
yeah, or
knowing damn well they don't.
or
A preacher died last week from Corona.
send me send me your stimulus check and you'll be saved. Like these motherfuckers out there
Right.
selling,
Right.
selling this shit, and these motherfuckers will believe them. And it's fucking. Not only is it sad, it's fucking scary, and that's
Right.
why seeing, what was going on this weekend because of the protesters, protesting the quarantine and the rhetoric that they're spouting. Freedom is essential. God is my protector and was going to protect me. Like, oh my God. And a lot of this shit was in Minnesota. I'm so fucking ashamed to be from Minnesota right now because if you look at all those news programs that are showing all the protesters and all their dumbest quotes, they're all from the Minnesota protest.
Wow.
And it's like these stupid fuckers are just blindly believing and using their religion as an excuse to, spout their bigotry, spout their rhetoric about freedom and don't tread on me, and you're making me sit in a prison. You're confining me into a prison, in my lavish suburban home, watching Netflix and playing
Right.
video games all fucking day.
Oh, woe is me.
My freedom is being my freedom is being tarnished. it's, they're so full of shit. But yeah, it's just like them using their religion to justify bigotry, justify violence, justify That's what they've always done. Genocide, slavery. That was all their justification for everything.
Right.
The manifest destiny, the genocide of the American Indians was all in the name of God. Slavery was legal because God said they could have slaves. All this
Right.
shit. So like, yeah, religion is like always being used for fucked up fucking purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, honestly, Eli, I appreciate them for tackling a sensitive subject like this, and I think they did a good job doing it. I don't think they took it as far as they could have. I think they were scared to take it as far as they could have. Just the fact that they even went there, they feel like they pat themselves on the back. You know.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like I said, I know you say this is like a typical X-Men story, and some of it is, but I think they wanted to tell a more, elaborate, more adult X-Men
Yeah.
story as much as they could within the confines of what they were doing.
Yeah, I commend them for tackling such a strong subject. Like
Yeah.
the themes and ideas and the social political commentary going on was all there. It was all that was the most interesting part of the book. It's just, yeah, I'm not a fan of the X-Men to give a shit about, Kitty Pryde and Ileana hiding in the trunk of a car,
Right. But the thing, but like this type of subject matter is tailor made for the X-Men. Like I can't think of any other superhero that you could tackle a story of religion because, like I said, they call themselves the children of the
Yeah.
atom, God's plans
Yeah.
like that. I think for what the story is trying to tell, I think it fits them.
Yeah, and
You know,
X-Men are
have it.
X-Men are always the allegory for minorities, for the outcasts. Yeah. In this case, they're probably gay. They're probably referencing the gay community. They're a metaphor for the gay community in this episode in this
Right.
book.
I mean, think like
Yeah.
the main bad guy of the story is a preacher.
Yeah,
It says a lot.
saying that that their existence doesn't exist. The Bible, says they're evil and all that shit, and they're godless heathens. you know, Stone
uh,
them to death.
now here's my, like I said, you gave your opinion on the overall story. I'm gonna give my opinion on the overall story. Honestly, I think this is probably, as far as what Chris Claremont has done, I do think this is his best story.
Okay.
However, I will say this: I think the art, in my opinion, is kind of subpar
It
for
was
the level of story they were trying to
it
tell.
was different. It was like a lot, like, because I remember the comics. This is what, early '80s.
Yeah,
I was. It doesn't look like shit from back then. It looks like a very different art style.
it does, but it didn't just jump off the page. It didn't grab you. Here's the thing. Now, like I said, I look at the back of the book also and find out some more details about it. Actually, that guy was supposed to be Brent Anderson, I think his name is. He wasn't the original artist for this book.
Oh
The
yeah, I
original,
saw that. Yeah,
yeah, the original artist for this book was Neil Adams.
yeah.
Now, I know people think I have an issue with Neil Adams. I don't. I love Neil Adams. I just say he's a dick in person. That's all I said. But as far as art, he's a genius. He's a comic legend. So originally, I think the story, like where they killed the black kids at the beginning of the story. I think at the beginning of the story, actually, what they wanted to do was make it non-continuity and kill Magneto, because in those 6 pages that Neil Adams drew, Magneto dies in that thing. And then Professor X gets the alert that Magneto died, and that kicks off the story of what we go to next.
Yeah.
But I think Neil Adams got into an issue with Marvel at the time, something like that. They put him off the book, and he just found a guy. They're like, you want to draw a classic X-Men story that's going to last 30 years? Sure, okay. So I think when they just found just a substitute guy to just fill in for the book, I think that the type of story they're trying to tell doesn't add up to that same level. Like it's good, it's okay, it's not bad. But I mean, let's take Watchmen for instance. Like I said, we're talking about graphic novels. Let's talk about Watchmen. Let's talk about The Dark Knight Returns. The artwork in those books are striking. Dave Gibbons, made a masterpiece with Watchmen.
Oh, yeah.
Every single panel in there, it just jumps at you, just grabs you. And that's what elevated book. Not saying that Alan Moore didn't pull his weight. His writing was awesome, but that art just grabs you. The Dark Knight Returns, you see it, that dark and gritty artwork of it just grabs you. But the art in this one, other than Mike Pence panel, no one really cares. The dead black kids, that was fucked up at the beginning, but other than that, it does feel like a subpar X-Men book. I don't even think the art was as good as the regular X-Men book at the time. It's like they just got a guy, and I'm just like, if you're trying to make one of the seminal X-Men stories of all time, you need a better guy on there. But it is what it is. You got what you got. That's all. I think they want to just crank some shit out. Personally, this is my favorite X-Men story of all time.
What was
I think
John
it's better than
Romita Sr. doing at the time? Was he
no. John Romita Jr. was on the book at the time.
Oh, what was his dad doing?
Spider-Man, some shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah, but like I said, I think this is better than the Dark Phoenix. I think this is better than Days of Future Past. Eli, if I was to recommend one X-Men book to somebody, this would be the book.
I agree, because I like this better than the one with Magneto in space, the one we read, the Jim Lee one.
I mean, that was some bullshit. That was really Jim Lee.
Yeah.
Art, X-porn or whatever.
It was just Jim Lee relaunching the franchise, and
And Claremont was pretty much just putting a pen on his book, and he's about to clock out. I'm gonna just write some shit.
It really wasn't a relaunch of the franchise. It was just the same old shit. You still had to know what was going on.
Yeah, you just can't jump in the book and just like, oh yeah, Magneto was a baby. Okay.
Yeah, if you were a new reader, you still like, what the fuck?
Right, so you still be lost in that one. So, but yeah, overall X-Men stories. What was that? All New, All Different, the 1971 X-Men, cool book. But if somebody would have come to me and say, give me one X-Men book to read, it would be this book.
And
over Dark Phoenix.
This seems like the overall theme of what the X-Men have always, what Marvel was trying to say or Chris Claremont was trying to say with the X-Men.
Right. It sums it up right here in an 80-page story. This we're trying to say, get in, get out. That's it. Everything you need to know. And the funny thing about it, let's compare this to Hickman's run right now. That's another thing. Like, we're doing these time capsules with the X-Men story with the X-Men, like what everybody knows of the X-Men. Like, you see this book, it reminds you what the X-Men are. Hickman, on the other hand, is turning what we know of the X-Men on its ear. Now, the X-Men in this book want to be known as human. They see themselves as people. In Hickman's run now, they don't consider themselves people. They don't want to be considered people. They all consider them, because you can see it when they talk about other people, they call them humans. What do the humans think? They never said that back in the 80s when Chris Claremont was writing the book. But now they don't consider themselves human anymore. They consider themselves above humans. I think that's pretty interesting. Like, they've evolved themselves past what they know. And it's not just Magneto. They all think that. Cyclops, Wolverine, Professor X, Jean Grey, whatever.
They got their own Krakoa.
They got their own Krakoa. They got their own nation. They could, right. They think completely different. So it's funny to look at, okay, what the X-Men used to be versus what they are now. It's an evolution. Hickman has made a progressive gradual evolution of Claremont's work and of what they eventually would have been, what they're eventually going to be. You know, like I said, in this book, we had Professor X doubting does his dream works, and it kicks and runs. Like, yeah, that shit don't work. Fuck it, Magneto. Let's team up and do some shit.
Yeah, let's go buy our own island. Fuck this shit.
Right.
Fuck this planet.
Right. So it's just interesting. That's all. So that's why I can't. Now that's the reason I can't put it in the Watchmen and Dark Knight Returns category. It's not there. Mainly because of the artwork and because it does still. It's so many X-Men tropes that they have to adhere to.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, Kitty Pryde running around in the hood. You know, running into the Warriors.
That's who I thought it was. And you know that's who they were. Claremont like rip off movies all the fucking time.
Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah.
I think we talked enough about X-Men in general. Period.
Yeah. Let's 2 weeks in a row. How many weeks in a row now?
3. That's all we've talked about is X-Men, X-Men, X-Men. That's it. We're done with X-Men. If you want to hear some more X-Men, go listen to somebody else. I don't know. I mean, hell, there's nothing else to do. What other X-Men are there books to do?
I don't know, man.
I don't want to do Dark Phoenix because you can't do that in one podcast. You can't.
The Age of Apocalypse is like a fucking 2,000 pages long.
No, I'll be honest with you. Age of Apocalypse sucked. I don't care what anybody says. That book sucked.
I never even made. I attempted to read that shit, and I was like, I don't fucking care. This is like a Bible, reading the Bible.
Chapter 2, the Book of Magneto.
Yeah, verse 17. Yeah.
So honestly, once Claremont left the book, the X-Men kind of went to shit after that. They just start cranking out like that Omega Red shit we read. Pretty much the rest of the decade was that.
Omega Reds.
Yeah. So or shit of that nature. So yeah. Like I said, we've talked about X-Men long enough. We're gonna go to some other shit next week. We don't know what we can do. I think we have an inkling what we might do, but we'll talk about it and see from there. If you listen this long, definitely like, share, subscribe. Listen to Eli's other 10 podcasts he has on the network. You know, he wants to be the hardest working man. He's coming for you, Boogie. He's coming for the crown. Listen to Comic Cast. Listen to also This Geeks and Comics with Gomer. Instant Destruction with Gomer. Shit, Gomer's coming for you guys. I mean, he runs the website. Of course, he's gonna come for you guys. So
yeah, he did like an X-Men like live stream the other night. Invited us.
All of a sudden with like 666, whatever guy's name is.
Yeah, and invited you, but you didn't go, man. Or you didn't go show up.
I was at work. It was. I wanted to talk X-Men. I was in like the comments and shit like that, but I couldn't be there, you know. But
I don't know shit about X-Men. I don't want to talk X-Men.
I mean, but you've been talking about X-Men for the last 3 years. Honestly, Eli, this has been a test. This has been a test. I know Eli hates the fucking X-Men. Can I get him to turn a little bit over to the X-Men? We get to the third book where it got a little bit killed, which I think is the best work they've ever done. He's like, nope.
It started out. It almost had me. It started out good, and then we got to that chapter or the second issue or the third issue, and I'm like, okay, let's get back to I want to see Magneto kick ass. That's why when he showed up at the end on the subway and he picks up the subway train, I'm like, fuck yeah. Like, finally.
Right, that's when you see some X-Men shit go there. They shooting him and shit like that. You're like bullets don't work on me, dude. Yeah. I am the master of magnetism and all that shit like that. What a podcast we got? Get Valiant. Hoodoo TV.
Okay, Boomer.
Okay, Boomer. We got so many other podcasts. I can't remember all this shit. It's another one keep popping up all the time. So just check them out. They're all there.
Outright
yeah. Oh, and my video game stream that I may or may not do until Gomer shuts me down. We'll see. I may just sit there and just play Tekken with Eli all day.
What's that called?
Yeah. I didn't need a name for the podcast. We'll see. It's not a podcast. We'll see what we do with that show. Next week we'll do some other shit and we'll see go from there. Until then, this is Leroy.
This is Eli.
We talk to you guys next week. Same bully time, same bully channel.